I'm Michael Tucker. I live here at Renaissance West. I've been here for a year and 3 months. A lot of self-destructive behavior, a lot of health issues I wasn't addressing, and psychological issues I've had my entire life kind of culminated in me losing my fourth job in the span of a year and a half in Kansas City, Missouri. The last job I had was actually a forklift driver at Home Depot, and got a lot of awards, employee awards and stuff, working there. But I wasn't very stable. In fact, most of the managers were afraid to talk to me because they might get yelled at. I was really combative. I was diagnosed bipolar back in junior high school. I was seeing a psychologist pretty much since probably fourth grade. I guess in retrospect, there was a lot of self-loathing, so I would act out and put holes in walls and stuff like that.
I don't want to repeat myself.
I never came across to anybody who knew me as remotely violent. I guess there was some underlying issues that I needed to work out that I'm still working on. I had burned pretty much all of my bridges in the city. That's when I called my sister, who lived here in Chicago. I lived with my sister from January till April in 2009, and slept on her couch, and she did her thing. She had a really, really good job in advertising. I basically took her laptop every day to look for work. That was the initial thrust of coming here to Chicago, was to find a job and find a place to live.
My sister made plans to move to Brooklyn.
Actually, she wanted to spread her wings, really, and I was fine with that. I wasn't going to allow my situation to kind of mess her up. So what I did was panic. Panic.
I moved to the emergency housing program at the Lawson YMCA in 2009.
I had a case manager. Her name was Cheryl. I kind of put it this way. I always thought, metaphorically, when it comes to my artwork or going through life, that I'm a pretty darn good quarterback, but without a head coach. And she was basically my head coach. She would call plays, I would call plays. We would discuss what we needed to do.
I moved to Renaissance West in the spring of 2010.
My new case manager, Anna, and I tried to map out a plan of what to do next. Because I had now had my own place away from the emergency housing, I started to disconnect myself from the therapy at Northwestern, because I started getting the idea that I didn't need it anymore. Let's rock and roll, let's move forward. And about 6 months to a year, it didn't work out. I started becoming extremely more depressed, happy, sad, crying a lot, and made a decision with Anna to basically re-interject myself back into Northwestern. I tended to always rush, and that would always screw me up, because I jump into things, get this job or whatever, but my life wasn't stable at all. The key experience of being homeless for me was my willingness to actually surrender to the forces that were willing to give me help. The help that I received for these past 2 years has been amazing. Just amazing.